guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Eileen from Makeup Eileen. If you're already subscribed to this channel, welcome back guys. So for today's video, I thought it would be really cool to try this FLM Foundation color changing and adjusting to your natural skin tone. It's this guy right here. It seems to have gone pretty viral. You get different ones. I think I just have the natural, yes, the all day flawless foundation. You do get a matte version, and then I think you do get a dewy version, but I just got the basic version, and I'm not sure if this even comes in a color. I don't think you can get a specific shade. It's supposed to just adjust your natural skin tone. It does proclaim to be long wearing, lightweight. It's supposed to help control oils and blend to any light or yellow toned skin. It does recommend that you apply the foundation with your fingers and not a sponge or a brush, because it's got little capsules inside that release the pigment. So that's going to be quite interesting. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it on my face with my fingers and blend it out with a beauty blender, because I can't apply my foundation with my fingers. That's just yuck in my opinion. So I will, while I'm applying this, put an insert of a voiceover of everything that it proclaims to do, and we're going to do a wear test on this foundation and see how it holds up. And obviously I'm going to use my holy grail other products like primers, concealers and that there to give this guy a fair chance. I don't want to jinx it in any way. And so without further ado, let's jump right into this video on testing out this FLM foundation color changing. Let's have a whirl and see what it's like. Okay, so I'm going to prime my skin like I do with any foundation review with my new favorite, well not new favorite, it's been a favorite for a few months now, and the Wet n Wild Prime Serum. And I'm just going to get a little bit of this in the face. I just find it gives it a nice tacky base to work with. And then if I'm feeling a little bit oily, I won't go in with the Impossible Primer over the top in the pore areas. I'll use the matte primer. I do have quite a few primers, but this is like what I reach for on a daily basis. And I mean, as you can tell, I've used quite a bit out of it, and you only need a little bit. So it's not like I use like a full squirt every day. So I'm just going to grab with a highlight my jade roller as always, and I'm just going to massage it into the skin. This I'm really enjoying doing after I tried the TikTok hack of applying foundation with a gemstone roller. Not necessarily has to be a jade roller. I'm quite pleasantly surprised that my jade rollers held up, seeing that it did break in 3 places, and I have glued it back together. So I'm quite impressed that it is still going strong. I am going to get another one, but this one's working for the most part, so I'm not going to be mad at it. It does its job. It would be nice to get a few more, because I really like these. These are really, you could get these we can get them at our local Chinatowns, and they actually are jade rollers or quartz rollers. I have felt them, like opened them up and checked the testers. They're not like the fake plastic ones. They are like a legit gemstone, and they are quite reasonably priced. I think they're about 50 Rand, 45 to 50 Rand. So a nice gift for somebody for Christmas or a birthday that likes keeping their skin, like skincare or makeup or anything, looks after their face, let's put it that way. It's a really good gift for somebody that you know that likes it in a reasonably priced gift. If you go to like a local Chinatown or like a cheap beauty shop. So you don't have to go buy the 300-400 rand ones. You can pick up a decent quality one for less money. Just excuse this little bump over here. It is not a blemish. It is what looks to be a burst blood vessel. Okay, now that serum primer is soaked in, I'm going to go in with the Photo Focus matte primer from Wet n Wild. I'm just going to grab a little bit of the scar. It isn't really like a blurring primer. It's very creamy, but it does tend to help control the oils in my skin and help just minimize the appearance of my pores. So I like to just focus it on the nose area and the cheeks and the chin and the forehead, and then what's left just blend it out. I just find it help. These two primers together just work really well. So does the Impossible primer work well together with the serum. I'm just going to leave that to soak in a little bit, and let's open the scar up here. It does recommend that you use it on fair skin or a skin tone with like a yellow undertone. It doesn't recommend for a dark skin. I'm just going to shake it up. It doesn't say you need to. It does have an SPF of 15 in, and we know how my skin loves an SPF foundation, so that's going to be interesting to see what my skin does with this one, because I really didn't like the Avon one. But I mean, there is quite a hype on this guy. Yeah, it says, where is it made? Let's see if we can find where it actually comes from. I can't see where it comes from. It does come in a nice plastic bottle. It says foundation with some big nose. Has a luminous complexion, but signs of makeup meltdown. Oh, it's supposed to be like humidity proof, sweat proof, long wearing. It's supposed to help like reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles and pigmentation. So that's interesting, especially considering it says it is a light coverage foundation. It says it's all day. It lit from within complexion, perfectly flawless finish. So it does look like a really nice bottle. It's like literally white. I'm just going to do 2 pumps for now, and I'm just going to pat it on my face, and it smells like a bougie sunscreen, if that makes any sense. I'm just going to go with a 3rd little pump. It does just release a little bit of product at a time. It doesn't release a whole bunch. Like, it doesn't go out. Let's go the 4th pump, because I want to cover our neck area. And I can already see like where I've rubbed it on my hand, it is blending into my skin. It does have a fragrance, but it's not an over powerful fragrance. So let's just slightly work it in to the skin, just so it starts changing a little bit. I have not applied a foundation with my hands in forever, like probably when I was in primary school and high school, like doing dancing until we got those like really funny foundation sponges. There's like old-fashioned triangle sponges, so it's really interesting. It's supposed to have skincare inside this. We know it's got sunscreen. I don't think that a few pumps is going to give you much coverage. Just looking very sheer on the skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more on. I don't really like a full coverage foundation, but I do like to see that I'm wearing something. So let's try it with the brush, kabuki brush, and see if we can get anything. It does change color with the brush, so to me you don't have to use your fingers to change the color. Might take a little bit longer, but you can definitely blend it in with a brush. It'll be interesting to see if this gets really dark as it oxidizes, but I mean you can see all my sunspots and pigmentation through this. So this is a lightweight foundation, light coverage foundation anyway, but a lot more lightweight than something on the cheek. A lot more lightweight than the Essence Pretty Natural foundation, and that to me is very low coverage and lightweight. But we'll see. If we just wanted to look like your skin but better, and you like maybe like a BB cream or a CC cream, I think this will work. You do get 30 ml in here, so it's a nice size. It's not a very small amount of product, it's a decent amount. I'm going to go in with my Catrice True Skin Concealer, which is my favorite concealer in Neutral Ivory. Just put this on the face. I'm going to use my favorite, absolute favorite new sponge of all time at the moment, which is the dupe for the Juno & Co sponge. And I'm just going to blend this out. I hope this, I'm sure once we put a setting powder on we'll get a little bit more coverage, but as I'm looking, let's bring them a bit closer, the concealer is lying nicely on top of this foundation. It's not doing any funny business here, so that's a good sign. But I mean, you can see the little pigments peeking through, but it's not like, to me it's like if you want to go to the beach but you want to have like a little bit of color on your face, or just like slightly even your face out, this would be really nice, especially if you don't want the hustle and bustle of finding your foundation shade. I mean, this went literally to my shade of my skin, so it doesn't lie when it says it does that. Just going to smooth it out so there's no stroke marks or anything like that with the sponge. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to set my face on camera for you guys using my favorite Febble translucent loose setting powder. I'm obsessed with this guy. Not only is it in super cute packaging, it literally, with this sponge, it just makes your pores look like you don't have any. But they're there, but they're like so much smaller. And it literally is so gorgeous. I'm just going to set my face because we all know I have to set my pose. It does, even though this is a translucent powder, I can see it's giving it a little bit more coverage to the foundation as well. And it's literally doing the same thing that I did with the Febble foundation. It is literally making my skin look flawless, which is really cool. And you don't need like a shitload of powder. Like a little bit goes a long way. It is 10 o'clock now when I'm putting foundation on, so I'm going to try to wear this foundation as long as possible. It's not making my face itchy. I do have sensitive skin, so that's really cool that it's not like doing any weird reaction off the back. Like that. I'm just going to take my favorite floof, grab a little bit more powder and just like lightly sweep it over the face after I've just pressed everything down, just so that I know everything is set and I don't have any excess powder anywhere, and bring it down the neck. But then again, it really does look nice. I can't say that this foundation is looking shitty or anything. For me personally, I would like a touch more coverage, but I'm not mad at the coverage for like an everyday quick foundation. I think like you don't need to be full glitzy glammy. It will look cool. So I'm just going to pop off camera and do my contour, my blush, my brows, and my eyes, and then we're going to get, sorry, I was lost for words over there, and my eyes and that, and then we're going to get back to my first impressions on this foundation, and then obviously we're going to do a wear test. I'm going to try to do 2 check-ins, but if not, you'll definitely get a check-in at the end of the day when I'm about to take it off. I'm also not going to touch up or fiddle with my foundation or my skin at all. I'd like to see if the oils come through or if it keeps the oils away like it aims to. So let me put the rest of my face on and we'll get back into chatting about my first impressions on this foundation. Okay guys, so I've done my foundation, my bronzer, my highlighter, just a very soft highlighter with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit palette. I mixed these 2 shades together for the highlight today. I bronzed with my Febble Sunday bronzer and my smudge duo in Peaches, and did my brows with my favorite essence brow pencil, and then just fill them in with the smudge brow kit as normal. Put a little bit of this, oh, I'm so addicted to this Essence Juice Bomb lip gloss. It's not only does it smell divine, it just nourishes your lips so nicely and just gives it like a juicy feel. I'm loving that. And then obviously set with this and all of that. This FLM foundation for now looks really good. It's not a very high coverage foundation. Like if you want a full coverage foundation, it is not that. I did try and build it up a little bit. I got a slightly more coverage with it than with just the one layer, but it doesn't profess to be a full coverage foundation. It does say it's a sheer coverage foundation. I wouldn't even call it a foundation. I would call it like a BB cream or a CC cream that color changes to your skin, which my skin tone is very neutral skin tone, and it seems to work really well with my shade. So if you like a shade twin with me, it would work really well with you. If you're slightly darker, I think the green one is for darker skin tones. I'm not sure. Or if it's the pink one, I'm not 100% sure, but they do have 3 different types, so you could have a look into that and see which one would fit your skin tone type, or just go in and grab a tester and rub it on your hand and see if it adjusts to your skin. It does say it's for fair skins to more yellowy toned skin, so it should work, but I'm not going to profess to say it definitely works because I've only tested on myself, and on myself it did change to my skin color like perfectly. So I'm not mad at it. It is a nice everyday your skin but better foundation, BB, CC cream, whatever you want to call it. So, and it does work with a brush and a blender, so there's that too. You don't have to physically use your fingers. So that's my first impressions. I will see you guys. Thanks for watching so far, and I'll see you guys in a few hours to check in to see how this foundation is holding up, if it is getting shiny, if it is a long wear or anything like that. So I'll check in back with you guys in a little bit. I'll see you just now. Bye. Hey guys, this is the 6-hour check-in. The foundation looks awesome still. I hope you guys can tell it is starting to shine a little bit, but that is because I'm sweating, because I'm currently setting up like Christmas lights, not Christmas lights, but some lights in the background that have decided they're now not going to work because I've moved them. Other than that, the foundation is holding up really well. Even through me getting hot and perspiring, the foundation is still on. It is not creasing in any lines or getting oily. It is just getting shiny, but wet shiny, if that makes any sense. So for me, this foundation is really awesome. If you want a BB cream / CC cream, it really works flippin' awesome. It is not by all means full coverage. I'm sure you could layer it a little bit more full coverage than I did. You could also use a foundation powder if you wanted more of a flawless finish, because once I set it with my translucent powder, it did become more full coverage looking. However, I can see some of my dark spots coming through and the little blood vessel that has burst on my skin, but I do like my skin to look like skin. I do not like to have my skin completely erased all the time. I prefer, if I'm going to a very fancy bougie event or like a wedding or something and you want to look flippin' awesome, I prefer a very full coverage foundation. But for every day, I prefer a light to medium coverage foundation, obviously depending on the day and what I'm doing throughout the day. But it has kept my contour / bronzer on. My eyes still look flippin' awesome, which is the video you will see after this video on the eyes. So it's a little sneak peek. So that's really good. There's nothing I can complain about. It isn't a very cheap foundation. I will put the price up here. I can't remember the exact amount I paid for it, but I mean, it's not a bad foundation. Your BB creams, CC creams like the It Cosmetics are a little bit more pricey. It is very close to the Essence Pretty Natural foundation, but obviously it has SPF in it. It's got skincare. It is more of a moisturizer and a foundation in one, and obviously sunscreen. So it is a pretty cool foundation. It's really cool if you want to see, massage it in and check it to change color. It will be interesting to see what it does on a different skin tone to mine, but for the most part, I really like this foundation. I think I'll use it for my everyday quick get out the door makeup look, or if I want to just have some makeup on but not look like I have a ton of makeup on, your skin but better kind of look. It's not as full coverage as the Catrice Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid foundation, but it is very nice. It's a little bit more sheer than the Pretty Pretty Natural Essence foundation, because that one I found you can build up more. I don't know if you let this one dry down a little bit more and then let it like sink into the skin and then do another layer, if it will do anything. I personally don't think it will do much, but that's just my personal opinion. I do, however, think it is really cool foundation, and it does proclaim to have quite good technology behind it, so there's that to it. So that's my thoughts on this foundation, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. So that's that for the wear test on this foundation. I'm not going to do a longer wear test. It is very humid. It is starting to storm now, so kind of want to unplug my lights so nothing blows up in here, because that's going to be a catastrophe. So that's that for today's video, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe again, as I've already said, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.